Okay, what I want to talk about right now, this is part of what my channel is about, which is learning. And so I want people to be able to look at my channel, the videos on my channel, and be able to cross-reference things that are going on in their home with things that have happened to me in my home, so that maybe they can make some sense of it. Um, One of the things are attacks. And so I want to talk about one of the different ways that you can be attacked. Now, there's three ways you can be attacked. There's physical, emotional, and psychological. Um, I've experienced each one separately, and I've experienced each one at the same time, all three at once. Now, when I tell people I've been scratched, choked, and bitten 9 times, I don't really elaborate what I mean about choked. It's not like somebody's got their hands over my throat and they're choking me. But it's just the best way that I know how to describe it. And I'll tell you about what happened. It involves sleep paralysis. I was asleep in bed. I was laying on my back, and I was dreaming. And in my dream, I was in a park, and I was sitting on a walking path, cross-legged, Indian style, and I was looking at a bench, a park bench, and there was a young man laying on the park bench, kind of laid, stretched out, laying on his elbow. He had blonde hair, and he had on a toga, like a Greek, a Greek toga. And he was laughing. And I took note of the fact that I was breathing out and breathing in, and every time I breathed in, it started to hurt. And with each breath that I inhaled, it hurt more and more and more. And I told him, "What are you doing? Stop. I'm having trouble breathing." And he just kept laughing at me. And I thought I was having a heart attack. And now at this point, I know I'm dreaming. Off. At this point, I know I'm dreaming, and I need to wake up because I think I might have to, call 911 or wake up my wife or something, because I think I'm having a heart attack. And I can't wake up. And he's just laughing more and more. It's hurting more and more. It's getting harder to breathe. I'm having to take very short breaths, inhales, very, very small inhales because of the pain. And I finally just shake my head, and I force myself to wake up, and I sit up in bed, and there's a tall black figure standing over my bed looking down at me, and he bolts out of my room, flies out of my room so fast I could hear it. It was just like, and he was gone. So that's my experience with being choked, because that's the only way I can describe it. Now that, because of the pain, I consider that a physical attack. Because it scared the hell out of me, it's also an emotional attack. And also, because it happened in my dream and began subconsciously, it's also a psychological attack. So it's all three in one. Those, I don't know how rare those are, how common those are, but it's only happened to me that one time. The rest of my attacks were physical and emotional. And they can happen anytime. Something else that happens to me is, usually when I'm investigating this stuff, I'll suddenly become really dizzy. It feels like I'm dizzy, but I'm not really dizzy. What it feels like is like I'm on a small boat and I can't get my balance. I can't get my legs under me. I don't feel it in my head. I feel it in my body. And usually it passes after, a minute. It's gone. Happened to me today when my fireplace just burst into flames, and I was listening to the EVP session I did. I started getting real dizzy again while I was sitting down, and it felt like I was doing this, and I couldn't stop it. It'll go away on its own, but it takes a minute. So I'm fairly certain that has something to do with what's going on around here. It happens to me quite a bit. Maybe once a week it'll happen to me. So those are just another kind of way that you can get attacked. Now, I've heard people ask about sleep paralysis and what happens. And what happens is you either wake up and you can't speak or move. You just have to experience what's happening to you. Or you're asleep and you can't wake up. Either one of those can happen. I had to force myself to wake up. I'll be damned if I was going to die in my sleep. So I forced myself to wake up. And you can do that too. I don't know how hard or easy it is for other people, but for me, it's happened a few times to me where something was happening in my dream. I realized I was dreaming, and I realized I had to wake myself up, and it was hard, but I was able to do it. Usually I shake my head, I just start shaking my head, and I end up doing it, for real, and it wakes me up. So that's just a little way, a little example of how else you can be attacked. I hope that, people are finding some areas to cross-reference on this channel with things that are happening in their own homes, and maybe you can get some things answered for them. I'll talk to you later.